The problem with a war like the one which has been declared by Netanyahu on Gaza, although it's not a war with another nation, is that war laws need to apply. And what war laws are those? Number one, and number two, if they're not kept, how can their breaking be enforced? How can we prosecute those people who break the rules of law? So, does Hamas fall under the rules of law? Arguably not. It's a terrorist organization, not a country. Hamas has killed 1,300 civilians and soldiers. It's taken hostages. Hostage taking is a war crime. As Lloyd Austin said this week, terrorists target civilians, democracies don't. Well, it's okay for the Defence Secretary to say that, but in principle that's not entirely the case, is it? Because the siege which Netanyahu has imposed on Gaza is effectively targeting civilians. And under the additional protocols of the Geneva Convention in 1977, it's quite clear that imposing starvation on a civilian population, denying possible drinking water, is a war crime. And it's compounded by the Rome Statutes. Therefore, and hence, the UN experts have condemned Israel's siege in this last week. And that siege has already taken place. However far that's going to go, Israel has already transgressed. Now, the big question, I think, is not whether or not there's been a breaking of the conventions of war, but whether or not anybody is in a position to take Israel or to take Hamas to court. Since 2015, the Palestinian Authority has been part of the International Criminal Court, but Israel never has been a member. So again, the practicalities of bringing either Hamas, which is not strictly speaking a part of the Palestinian Authority, or Israel to the International Criminal Court are very thin. And so from that point of view, we can talk about laws being, the laws of war being broken, or the laws of war being pushed, that we're at the edges of the laws of war, to use the language of Suella Braverman, testing the laws of war. But we could not enforce those laws of war if we think they're broken. Interesting problem.